Bernard Arnault is now worth 209 billion. How do we sell him? Let's say you're immortal. You took a job on the first day a stone was laid building the Great Pyramid in Giza. That was 4,500 years ago, and the job paid 20,000 HR. You never spent a penny and saved all of it. Bernard Arnault would have 22 billion more than you do. Is he interested in a fiberglass submarine ride? Introduce him to a K-pop star so she gets half. Is that the guy from Westworld? Does anyone else think he looks like Mr. Burns a bit? The bulk of that number is ownership, i.e. stock of Louis Vuitton. So to turn that into actual usable cash, you would have to pass a law dissolving and liquidating Louis Vuitton. Who actually buys his brands? Never understood it, paying 2K for a bag, that's crazy. Well, you got to have him first. How are your kidnapping plans? We make all currency worthless and sell him for fake handbag to a homeless street vendor. Stupid perhaps, but these net worths of course include the company as a whole as well as own share stocks, etc. No? I always thought there was almost always no way for people like this to liquidate their entire net worth into actual cash even if they own a majority share. Or am I wrong? Seems much more complicated than most people seem to think. Like he might be worth that much, but the most he could liquidate might be more like 14th. But who's gonna buy him? Wait, I thought we outlawed that sort of thing about 300 years ago. Stop chasing luxury fashion. Balmer employee number 30 sticks out as a non-founder who was fortunate to join MS quite early. It's amusing how many people say, well, it's not like he has a pile of cash, as if that somehow makes it impossible to tax the rich what they owe. If you can borrow against your not pile of cash wealth, we can figure out how to tax you on it. Don't pretend it's some insolvable conundrum. It's just not something the billionaires and corporations pay their mostly right-wing politicians to work on. Confiscate all his money and feed everyone for a few days at best. Just trying to illustrate the idiocy of trying to make the rich pay for everything that society wants to do. By the time you get even close to being able to pay for everything you are taking from people that are very far from excessively rich. It's crazy numbers. If you boil his teeth, the potion that is left behind it cures AIDS. Shit, I'd be thrilled with the final offer of that miserly bastard with the TV show about his pawn shop. The main takeaway is that there are quite a lot of people who buy overpriced bags, watches and perfumes. One flank steak at a time. Black market. The new Gilded Age robber barons. There was a scene in Oppenheimer where the general was discussing the enormous expense of the Manhattan Project and complaining about how much the project was costing. In 1940s money it was only $1-2 billion to develop nuclear bombs. He should have just walked over to Bernard Arnault or asked for 700 billion in PPP loans. Well, first we kidnap him. Presumably by making him into a high-end luxury fashion accessory.